Vertigo will be our third map in this series. And foresaw another chance to close things out, but Spirit, they've begun it the tough way. The map that looked like the biggest potential vulnerability becomes one of strength. Now Spirit will look to carry that momentum through here onto Vertigo.
I say, so they'll be kicking themselves. Overwatch was such a good opportunity. Look where we now stand. Map with notorious. We've seen brilliance from Jerks' story. Back in conference against Sprouts, take the map. What was it? Series 2-1 overall. Are we looking back at those two to step up?
They have been difference makers, especially on the entries. Well, it's entries coming from Spirit that we're looking for now. Double set up towards the side hall, and that's a massacre. It is Jerks implicated early. He wants to fight. He's got it as well. Reinforcements there. They don't want to give up this angle. Well, one way or another, it could prove disastrous. The dualies reclaim. Nykytilan trying to zero in this kill, and he's flanked down. Magic's taking space all the while. Story could not keep his teammate alive. So now for Story, a clutch required, and are they just going for a rotate on this? It would be the safe call. They have time for it, but no, they'll redouble their efforts towards the site, knowing the enemy at their front is better than the enemy unknown. Magic's to plant this bomb. Nothing Story can do about that. Held by the player towards cement. He needs this kill to open up the site, and instead, he will falter.
Lovely work. Really is. Comfortable, clean, easy. Make sure that nothing really ever sort of escapes them. It started off well, but I think a Roman there, you found a kill, you meant to probably fall back. Probably a better way to play it. So you're going to play the numbers game as well. At least don't kind of saving grace in this sense. While Sora played it more, Spirit played better. And it's maybe the argument of quality over quantity. Jerks out of first. Roman in trouble as he dances with the devil a little bit, but somehow gets out of dodge.
Amazing that that kill wasn't brought through either way. Spam alone you think would catch it, but instead it's Jerks. Comes up on the wrong end. Just sticking around. Time being. Oh, and not a lot of Story, an opportunity to go forth and frag. Chopper left on his lonesome. Advantage found at the very least for Saw here, but they've gained ground towards B. It's just to hold them once they actually do come through and stick up the line. Flashbang is good, and the kill eventually follows. The trade is there. Chopper alone, wandering around the map, 17 points of health, just looking like a man lost. Try and pick his path carefully here. Story he'll come up against if he continues to encroach in towards mid. The Opera may be posted in the nick of time. What a peek from Chopper! What a way to rip the possibility of this round right back into the open.
That was quick. That was seriously quick. HP is low and time is dwindling, but Chopper has extended a lifeline. A quad clutch needed for him. 17 points of HP. 2 kills left to find. Roman's a possibility. Mejores, an improbability. 100 HP and he's tucked. This is going to be so difficult. I think this round might be done. But does he get a bomb plant?
Nope. No, he does not. Wouldn't have had it on time either. 1 second too few on that clock. And the kill to boot. Could have actually clocked him. But we'll see if that comes back to haunt them. If Chopper's extra money as the difference maker could have limited him from it. Saw's on the board. Only 2 players surviving means that it's not exactly going to be
CT economy in check. I think the Saw needs to be all the more cautious. A lot of damage being dealt by the U2. Oh my god, Magic, he is lucky to stay alive. 2 points of HP.
A lot of shadow boxing here on the A ramp spamming. Not a lot of shots connecting. Magic's wishing that fewer shots had connected. But this is bit a lot of time off this clock. 50 seconds on it. Much of the util gone from the Saw side, though. Means that they're going to be dependent on the guns to bring this through. But we saw this on Overpass. They were content to sort of drip out this utility as the timer goes on to try and keep Spirit off. And it's going to have the same effect. You're going to see this group up, but there's only 30 seconds that'll be available as this hit comes through. So now Saw starts to fall away. The Molotovs are going to make life very uncomfortable on the site, but they don't have any smokes. And that's a problem for an A-site take. You're not going to be able to keep players out of those backlines. Jerks the timing here. He gets caught, but the trade is there. If Roman just holds on to this position, it's so powerful. That bomb's dropped in the open, and now the spray down isn't good enough. It's about Roman now keeping them off this plant. He can do no such thing. It's dropped. 5, 4, 3. Did Wonderful get the plant in time? Yes. Just barely. Just ran away, hoping the clock would end the round because he's just got 2 points of health. 1 bullet will do him in. Wonderful. It all comes down to the timing here. Flashbang to set up a peek. Again, Just will have to be perfect on this shot. And he knows it. Second, the decider in this round. Now, a bullet to end it.
Oh, fine margins. You got to fear for Just as well. He thought he'd done, well, just enough. 2 kills to his name and 4 seconds left on the clock, but Wonderful. Just 4-round lead. And Saw dwindling, of course, the buy not exactly favorable in towards the previous. But they need to be careful, not let this one slip. They're in a treacherous part of this game now. In a brutal cycle. Full buy coming out. They can't convert it. Things get worrying, but Just will find the first.
An advantage here for Saw. It's been a little while since we've had that. I say that last round. Never mind. I'm a liar. Bert looking to again be the salvation. This time he can only go on. But what kind of space does this open up? Once again, it's going to spread out the defense here. Just wanted to confirm mid. Gives up space towards B. And look where the players are moving. Siren shifting in. Wonderful, wary about getting caught, but Siren's gained all this space for free. B sites being left vacant late into rounds as Saw try and compensate for the reduced numbers. And it's going to lead to Just death, and now it's even tougher onto the retake. A 2-on-2. The bomb almost certainly going down. How do you respond? Gutierrez to try and get in position. Story coming up on the flank. Gutierrez a little bit ahead of his teammate. His gun barrel certainly giving him away. Now it's all about Story. Pressure onto the Opper. Altov might actually finish this. Wonderful. I don't think he's getting out of this. Flashbang is timed perfectly to bail out Wonderful. So for Story, this goes from bad to worse. Their defenses clear out util. Wonderful gives him a peek. A reload required. On the spot in, they're just running it down. They're running it down. They're keeping him off. They're keeping the pressure applied. Well, Wonderful. He may lose his life, but this round is out of question. Story's just trying to find the op and get out of there, and he can't even find the last kill.
Yeah, 6-1. Pulling away, continuing to do so. Full buy coming out for Sword. It's one of which needed to be converted. But again, entries are fantastic. The spacing on the T side is allowing them to set for Soras. While they find success, it's limited on what they can pull off the back of it. And Molotov, of course, will clear that close angle. Sora needs to be really careful. This could escape them before they even know about it.
Indeed. Nade. Not quite chunky. Actually, a little team tag there. Flashbang. Good. The chase down. Dangerous. It's getting messy. It's getting chaotic. Again, Soft done a good job on these limited buys of muddling the waters. Making things somewhat interesting. Gutierrez could really use some support right now. He wants that AK right in front of him, but he's so wary of the fact that as soon as he tries to grab the AK, that's inevitably when they peek around the corner. Discipline. Discipline when this temptation becomes too much. It's right there. He can smell it. He can smell the well-oiled wood of its stock. It's calling to him. It says, shoot me. Shoot me, Gutierrez. Pick me up. One-shot headshot, Gutierrez. You know you want it.
It's quite good. That's pretty good. I'll give you that.
Oh, he's resisting it. Call the man Frodo because he's resisting the lure. That's Well done. Not gonna expect him tied up. He's got one. The second as well. Muteris. It was a TK. Patsy putting his teammate down, and now a 1v2. Chopper, 23 seconds to try and recover. Does he realize the player's below him? No! The AK finally retrieved, and the 4K confirmed.
Oh, it's a masterclass. Muteris has played that to perfection. The AK was begging for him to pick it up, but the MP9 is what finds him all the success. That fire rate at that sort of range, only one victor, and of course, unfortunate for Paxi, confirming his teammates, putting him 6 feet under. Brilliant though for Muteris. What wonderful. Early doors in towards Vertigo. Already more impact than we saw at the start of both Nuke and Overpass. That's what is one of the key reasons Spirit are looking just a little bit more competitive here. Wonderful's online, he's on the server, he seems to be finding a little bit of form and a bit of confidence. And if he continues to do so, then I think Spirit are in for a good old run. They will, for a lot of time, play 4 versus 5.
Story pushed off, gets one more. Teammate on the angle, you jerks. Bringing it down to just the clutch from Chopper. A little costly, but there's no time now. Chopper is just trying to save the gun. He's going to get run down. He could get clocked here. Ooh, they don't go around the corner. I think that was worth the risk. Worth the risk there, Chopper. It's still going to be an awkward situation. The money's not there for the rest of Spirit. It's finally an eco out, and Chopper, he's living with a rifle. Nice nade early on. Wonderful. Goodbye. HE damage effective early. Not expecting much out of this round for Spirit, but never fun to get naded. And the one big gun is gone. Chopper forcing the issue towards B. Drop it right onto the grate. His life is forfeit. So what do you do now if you're these remaining Glocks? Well, probably talk about what you're going to do in the next round. In the meantime, you try and set up the 1 dig for cheeky play. Not so successful. So Bank's starting to build up here. A little bit of cash, a little bit of comfort for Saw. What's the number you're thinking that they need to get to feel good heading into the second half?
It's tough, right? I think a lot of sides, it's very side dependent, Vertigo, in my eyes, right? I think some teams are brilliant on the T side and others much more favorable on the C tier. I think it depends on kind of your play style. Both of these two sides, and actually especially Saw for me, have looked a little bit more cohesive on the T side, which is why Overpass was such a, especially with their pistol round conversion on the slightly better side. You think, hey, not bad. If they get 7, maybe got a very good chance to tie it up straight away.
Patsy. Flashbang's good. Roman nearly gave him the slip. Right idea there, but Patsy's wise to it. I think it honestly might have been the audio cue as much as the spot. But whether it's echolocation or the might of his eyes, the effect is still the same. Man advantage for Spirit. Now looking at the statistics for Saw, they actually do win like 53% of their rounds on CT, so it's a slight lead. It's nothing too catastrophic. It's not likely to make a huge impact going down the stretch here, but a recovery here would be a nice find. Smoke out to try and hold on to control of this side hall. With Patsy, it's not worth threatening. Those flashes are good. Story would have had a blindsided player if he wasn't blind himself. Boost up and over. Perhaps the bomb going down. Cheeky play. No, just a hold. Just a hold. And that bomb, well, it will go down. Muteris will immediately punish its plant. Smoke gonna go over. They might just try and stick this early. A nice face in for Story. Reads the first. And based on that, they should have a decent idea of where Magix is likely playing from. Here's the wraparound. Story going for the hunt. He's deleted on the face. The spray down. Magix thought he might have been off the bomb, but no! He still gets the best. Hugging this.
In control. They're looking the better side. A 3-round lead. Economy once again dwindling for the CTs. This could be a bit of a do or die. Lose this, they give up a lead at the half over towards Team Spirit, and their economy shattered simultaneously. A lose-lose for them. But winning this could at least change the matter, but Wonderful finds the warbang.
My goodness. All right, Wonderful. Just rude. Patsy's going to be forced out by this Molotov, but he's just not punished. The smoke's still up, means he's got cover to slip away, so they will happily take their man advantage. Maybe give up some of this map control, but even then, Patsy's sticking around to contest. Nice placement for Just. Still can't get the kill. Ripper of an entry, and they're looking for more. Muteris wants to keep this in doubt. a possibility, but he's going to have to do it solo, and the reload may see him punished. Siren doesn't test it. Tough fight to take, and the nades will polish him off. That should seal the deal. They're backing away. Story doesn't even want to get close, and Jerks will quickly join him. 8 rounds found for Spirit, at a minimum winning the half.
I mean, for Jerks now, for him keeping these rifles over, especially AWP, has to be such a priority. Team Spirit, you just can't not be proud of their success in the story, right? This looked like the whole series was in jeopardy. Once they lost their pick, we were already kind of making the possibility and thinking about, hey, we know how good Saw could be onto Overpass. Maybe entirely this one's dead in the water. Maybe it's just going to be a clean cut, best of 5 in favor of Sauce, and then someone blows it up like a week later, and then it just turns to chaos, and I don't play again for the year. I haven't done my one this year, to be fair, but we were planning doing it soon, so, I'm getting the urge.
There you go. Good for the Christmas season. Take some time off for the holidays. Make yourself a nice little snuggly winter cabin.
Exactly. Until the TNT comes out, and then it's game set.
I mean, what winter cabin is complete without a bucket of lava?
Exactly.
On here. Utility already looking dire for Saw. They're going to try and take some space here on this A-ramp fight. They don't find the contact, and Patsy instead takes the initiative, takes the first frag, and now it starts to unravel. Pressure on for Saw. One by one, they're following. mejores trying to force the issue, and Siren is so very ready for it. Perfect on his shot. This one has to be done. You've got this flank from Story, but I mean, that just showed them where the op is. It's a big neon sign saying, chase me, chase me. So he's running. He's trying to bail on out of this. Holding the line to try and keep the big gun headed forward. But it's going to be a nice round for Spirit. And they're showing no sign of letting up. That's a big frag. No save for the op. Money in the toilet. And Saw just one farmhouse to even maybe take through.
And is that good enough? Well, no. Is the real true answer. And for Saw, that has been the story of this first half. Not good enough. We're not seeing the Saw from Nuke and the Saw that made this such a contest early doors and even over towards Overpass. Well, that first half, that was the Saw we know and love. We haven't seen it since the halfway mark of Overpass. Saw have been, a shadow of their former selves, and we're seeing more of the same here. It was a tease out of Overpass that was their biggest weakness, and now the CT of Vertigo, a real struggle. Their inability to get map control and be able to trade aggressive, they overextend. When they play too passive, they have no info and no control. It's a lose-lose. Big Data comes through. Magic, Siren both taking a lot of damage, but Magic replies with shots through the wood. Just a fall, and the FAMAS reloaded onto the next.
It's got to be so disappointing for Saw. A half that was looking contentious, and now they're just desperately trying to keep a gun going to fight into the last. Already looking dire on this peak. Jerks will brave the Molotov, trying to get something, anything going here. It's not to be. They cheese to chase. In case Roman want to stick around. mejores gets something. But knowing that the rifle's rotated in, knowing that both players are here, they're actually just rotating the bomb. Magix has space. mejores really shouldn't be able to do much of anything with this. Although, Magic's a bit overzealous. The bomb's going to get caught. mejores suddenly has an opportunity. He has this control. His shadow is spotted. Magix is so ready for the peak and ready for the punish.
Fifth and final map.
Opening pick would be a nice injection of life here for Saw. Kind of entering desperation station population. Them Jerks does get that opener. Something here. A pulse found at the least. Utility's still going to be exerting pressure, but wonderful. He just spots the head of Roman over the top of that smoke. Jerks will take the advantage back here, and he wants to keep the pressure up. He wants to try and chase down this offer. Wonderful. Wisely backs away. The space that's been gained by his teammates is so valuable. Just an important kill in towards mid. Magic still has the line and just is not prepared for how far forward he might be. The op just slipped the corner as well. Jerks a little bit slow on the chase. So they're going to be able to get this bomb planted and shift the player back to prepare for jerks. The timing is perfect for them. Story with it all to do. Molotov in, wonderful slip in, and he's posted. Fortunately for Saw, looks like a bomb plant might be an easy find at a minimum.
Okay, all right. Aggressive, 5-on-5 retake for Spirit. Just playing the time, playing the numbers game. Bomb will go down. For Saw, how do they set themselves up? Is it going to be yet another successful pistol round?
Boost up, smokes down, time, whittling off the clock. There isn't a kit here either, so Spirit definitely going to be flirting with disaster purely on a timing scenario. Magic does find the opener. That makes life a little bit easier, but here's the grind. They didn't expect the player to still be here, but they quickly cleaned it up. Jerks into the action, Jerks into the round. All on to mejores. The tap of the defuse. mejores has to find Chopper here in the smoke. He's a full 10 second, and he's pulled the player off. He's won the round. He's won the round. Spirit cannot win the pistol round here. Saw will take it.
For Saw, the Portuguese side needs some favor, and now they can start to find some success with a slightly better firepower to work with.
Makes life a little bit easier here against the Force. Wonderful poster with the Scout is the biggest threat, I would say, into this round. Can be absolutely dirt filth nasty with that scope. Don't want to give him too many targets. Certainly no sustained ones. Minute drips by on the clock. They're content to just sit on this site. The control that they've got, and with no Molotovs, 1 HE here, it's going to be very tough to stall anything out when the take actually does come through. So Spirit's already going for a little bit of a gamble. They're going in towards B. I don't mind the call. It's going to likely be the incorrect one here, but I certainly don't mind it. You don't have much to work with. If they hit the site, you got a really good chance of defending. If they don't, too bad, so sad. Play into the next one. Probably just save the guns. And indeed, that's exactly what's going to happen. The bomb will go down, just a matter of time. Full control of A, and Spirit shifting in towards the save.
Do you know, it's one of those things, that's the other side of the gamble. It is a gamble. It's a 50-50. And for Spirit, of course, they come up trumps in this scenario. So it means for them, they just have to keep hold of what they've got. It's the right call, though. There's no point trying to make a numbers disadvantage retake work, especially over towards the A sides of Vertigo. With the utility that will rain down from Saw and a post plant, there's just no need. There's no point. More than happy to give up a 6. They know they've got enough of a buffer to work with. Just though could be a little bit of an issue on the way out. Chopper did spot him out. They spotted each other. Both tentative to make any sort of a fight happen, so he will just post up, waiting for a rotation. Nothing violent exits, and that'll conclude things. They know they can't give away too much control. Unfortunately for Spirit, even though they say the fight is pretty brutal, all things considered.
Ground taken towards the A ramp. A lot of nades being spent. Spirit witnessing this right now, thinking, maybe we never play cement. Maybe no rounds where we play the cement position, because holy cow, that's a lot of utility committed to making sure it's going to be clear. Flash is effective, but they haven't taken the ground just yet. That's a nice nade on the wonderful unarmored player. He's very vulnerable to the HEs, and they're chasing it off here. Story finds the first. Pressure on. Rifle dropped again. Bomb down. This time, there will be a buy in the next, regardless of what happens. You'd imagine Spirit's more inclined to give this a look, but the armor for Magix and Patsy might actually be worth saving through, and they're not moving an inch.
They're happy. They're happy to park up. Same scenario, same call. And Saw once again, another flawless round. That season economy starts to look pretty fruitful. Look at Jerks doesn't get too fancy. Pop shot come through, wonderful. Getting out of dodge, 22 points of HP. It's a priority to the scouts. Rather than nothing, it's kind of the second part, I guess, of an eco or a low investment in towards the round. And Saw find themselves up to 7. 4 rounds now, though.
It's cute. It's cute. It's good. Keep that spark of hope alive. Once you've watched, 5-6 years of online Counter-Strike games, you'll realize you never know until the guns come out. It's a cold reality of the world. But we'll see. I mean, look, if Saw can convert here, I get inspired. I'm not on yet. I'm not bought in yet. I'm not riding this hype train. Jerks. He got caught coming out of the smoke. He heard the dinks on the player fence and was hoping he might find one. The Molotov does indeed. The utility is good here. This A take has been deadly. And they're going back to it. Utility just to stall this out. It brings a rotation over, allows Siren to get into the angle, set up some more flashbangs for his teammates, but he's tagged. And that's a big frag to find. The big gun down. Chopper and Answer, at least with so much pressure on the Siren, he's burned. There's no way he's getting away from this one, so advantage for Saul, and they look in control. Magic's here. He'll be able to reinforce onto an 8-4. Going up high, he'll be laid low, and it all falls to Chopper, who's quickly there to follow.
It's been quiet today. We haven't really seen the wonderful that is normally so dominant and scary in the server. It's Magic to get tagged down on the doors, down to 15. Will take a pop shot. So that's the first time for a while we've seen them feel a little bit of nerves, a little bit of jitters there to the pistols. That's a full buy for Spirit in response.
Just. Oh, begging. Begging. Give me a peek. Just one peek. They're small. Just one peek. Please. But no one's giving him an inch. No one's giving him an ear to shoot at. No one wants to be Van Gogh out on the server right now. So, flashbang going to be through here. Patsy is so blind. And blind he will falter. Poor Patsy. Had no chance in that one. Nice execution, though. Absolutely. And now Magic's giving up the space right as they're moving in. They want to establish residency here. And, well, their permits have just been approved. Magic's even caught on the bailout. This round's over. It's got to be about the save for Spirit. And Saw looking commanding here on the T side. Looking like they're in control. Reminder, folks, if they win here, it's over. They just need one of these next two.
And this is kind of what I was sort of alluding to earlier about Saw, saying I like Saw's T sides. Generally speaking, they're a side who, for me, are actually more impressive and kind of, I guess, overwhelming on their T side than they are on their CT, which is rare, especially with until the recent changes, the M4 and S, of how strong that was and how consistently dominant it was. It always looked like, things were so easy for the T side to be so dominant. Saw have always impressed me. Their mannerisms are fantastic. A couple of exits coming through, make that quite a few exits. The hunt call here, not too pretty, but the AWP will fall. Worth it, 100%. No AWP saved is exactly what Saw would have wanted. They will take all the casualties in the world as long as the AWP doesn't tick over. But yeah, back to what I was saying, teams out to Saw have always been quite impressive. But we saw it over towards Nuke, really good. And that's why I think, especially when we saw the 10-5 half from Saw's CT, with, me, especially internally, I don't want to count them out just yet. And a lot of sides do favor the CT of Vertigo. So far, definitely not Spirit. What a start as well.
All right, ripper of a shot there from Roman. Patsy take a seat. And he's such a big piece of their ramp control, right? He's the comfort player for Wonderful to play off of. Instead, Chopper's going to have to stick around. And that means Siren's got a lot of responsibility here in towards mid and B. Gutierrez taking the space. Gutierrez not looking the right way at the right time. Magic's down, though. Still keeps this round in doubt, but it's a lot more comfortable for Spirit. A lot more viable on the retake. And Utility will slow down that bomb plant. As Utility is punishing. But it's run out. Actually, not quite. Grenades! Oh, but they don't have the lives! Roman's so deadly! That HE. Finding damage on the Chopper as well. Chopper's jumping here. Roman just a little bit high on that spray, and as a result, Chopper brings it back to even numbers. Only 8 bullets in this gun now. Roman can't afford the reload. He's too tight up to this fight. He's gonna need to get it now out of ammo. But are they out of time? No, they still have the kits. This is still viable. The cross there. Story playing too tight to the angle. Oh, he's just going to try and check it. He's just going to try and pull them off. And Chopper gets him coming out of the smoke. A much needed round.
It's going to really affect them.
This round feels like it has so much hanging on it. There's still money here for the T's. That war chest is going to be tough to deplete. There's a lot of bank to dig them out of. But for Spirit, finally some energy here in the second half. You need to build upon it. You need to make something happen here. Chopper. Oh, Chopper. I think, honestly, fortunate that that smoke comes through. He was looking like he was going to dive right into the angles, and instead now Magic can come in to reinforce. Siren gets a kill. Magic's down. That opens things back up, but Chopper's here for the finisher. And this one looks good. That looks comfortable. And now for Spirit, we really start to see that impact of the CT side.
Start to step up finally. And so I was really cautious that one slight halt. They were thinking, okay, there's two ways you go about it. Just carry on ticking over like you usually would and just forget about it. Or do you try and play a little bit more aggressive? Try and, force that round in your favor. And they forced it there. Gonna work against them. That's where you get very worried. Yuto coming through, jerks will catch himself with his own flash. Already. Lock him not too bad, but that reaction time is unbelievable. Patsy, good night, sunshine.
That's the jerks effect here, man. Jerks impact for sure. These entries on towards A have just been relentless. 3 bodies are here now for Spirit. You still have a fair bit of utility to play with. Siren's Molotov in particular, well, already deployed. I was going to say it could be huge. Late into the round, Chopper making a ton of noise here. Does Roman hear it? There's a lot of noise on site. It could be distracted. They could lose the Q, and Chopper is not able to take advantage just yet, but Siren activated. Now he's alone. Now he's alone, and he is put down to dirt. This round, it's over. It's over here, Neo. The bomb is down. Saw will close the gap once more to just 1 round. Provided Magix lives, I think a bye comes out for Spirit. I don't think they have to concede any saves just yet. This one, I think we're getting the full 30.
I think we are as well. I mean, every map has been so even. I think that's credit to how well matched up these sides are. But of course, I think it's also a credit to kind of the system that ESL have built here. It allows for the best of the best to flourish at the final stages. Any other team here, whether it's your Forces or your Sprouts, that's a different story. It's not as even as it would or should be at this stage. These two sides are perfect. I mean, it's a brilliant map so far. A brilliant showing. That full 30 is looming, potentially even the dreaded OT, the 2 capital letters that strike fear in productions, casters, and players.
Pressuring towards the A ramp again. It's been working. It's been the bread and butter for Saw. They found so much sustained success here, and they want it once more. The backbone of this T side half. All about that A ramp. And once again, Spirit are going to try and play it with 2. Wonderful and Patsy, and this time Wonderful doesn't have the AWP as well, which always adds an element of difficulty. Showing that early face. Now the ground starts to be given up. You start to see Chopper float over. It's very much rinse repeat of what we've seen so many times. And that has to make you nervous if you're a Spirit fan because, well, in the map so far, it's been pretty dang good. And Roman, he wants another. Can't quite find that. 2 kills going back the other way. This came apart in a moment. Looked like Chopper was a dead man, but somehow he still manages to find a kill. Where the pressure is on, the health concerns are there, just positioning. He takes one. It's all about Chopper on the smoke fade. It's all about Chopper on the smoke fade. Chopper's trying to make the cheeky play, and he just might know. Forces the issue. The Molotov clears out Magix as well, and this round is lost. There was a moment, a chance, a 20-second window for Spirit to take command. The window passes, and Saw see through to the day.
My gosh, that got close. I think Roman just bit off a little bit more than he can chew as well. Double dipping in, trying to find that player, just falling off. And that nearly cost him. Very nearly made things super, super up in the air. But for Siren, it's a safe call. We're all tied square. These games all go the distance. You got to give a lot of credit to Saw. Mental resilience. 11-4. You're thinking, is that too much? 10-5, even that as a half. You're thinking there's positives for Saw, but is it still too little too late? And it's not to be. They have come back from the brink of death from a first half where they found no form and no success. Agreed. Spot on. I'm really liking the work which Saw been putting up. I think there was questions about the changes they were making as well, and were they right or wrong, or how they would pan out, because for a lot of people, and I'd happily say myself included, we don't know the intricacies of the Iberian scene, right? It's a hard scene to cover when you're not from the region. So from an outside perspective, I was wondering, are these going to be the right changes to make Saw a competitive team at the top? And, well, they knew exactly what they're doing because they have been.
And one thing that's interesting, just going to put it out there while we wait for this hit to come through, because it seems like we're finally getting a B take. If we do get to the decider, it's Ancient. With the new changes that have just come in, it's a very different map in terms of how it can play. So that would be a spicy one to wrap things up. But Spirit will need to take some serious rounds here at the end, and they're aflame. There's mollies all over the place. It's a mess on the site. This B site's been shaky, but the utility, oh, it's so very good. Magix takes two. Chopper on the scene. The veterans of this squad. The flank is on the play-in from mid here from Mejores, and with them taking some time, maybe they get exposed, but it comes down to the clutch. It comes down to the 1v1, and Magix, he's got the AWP. Is there a smoke? The bomb would be recoverable. Now he knows. Mejores does how Magix wants to play this. Needs to be jiggled off the angle. The shot will go wide, and, well, fumbling for a rifle, no. It's going to be the SMG for Magix to try and make the move. Mejores has got to be stunned, but he slipped away. He slipped away, and Magix hasn't seen it either. Mejores wants to take the initiative. As soon as he hears the footsteps, he's got it! He's got it! Taking this round by the horns, hopping up on that bull. He's ready to take it to a round win, ready to take it to a Challenger League championship.
My God, what a step up. I mean, credit to Magix. He made that a possibility, but it never really since. For being the champions of season 43, 2 rounds is all that I need.
Roman. Ripper of an entry there, but shox is down. That's been the other big hitter for the team. Mejores still alive, and as we've seen, Mejores won to put them away. Siren under pressure. And Saw looking like they might just shift back into the tried and true. We got Story holding court here on the A ramp, and well, there's not a lot to show on the other side. Wonderful's been dumping nades just to try and buy himself some time. Patsy's going to float back over to support his comrade. And actually, Siren close at hand as well. This is being read very nicely from Spirit. They say, you know what? What's going to happen when things get messy? Saw's going to go back in towards that A take, and they're absolutely correct. And now it's about execution and roll. Speaking of execution, that is filthy. He gets two. Patsy making this a bit of a contest. A bit of a fierce one. Brings it back to the even scoreline. But he's being wrapped upon. He's able to slip away within the smoke. Magix and Patsy, now they're playing together. They're shifting into the side hall, and they might be catching Saw off guard. This positioning shift, this could be huge. Just as wary of the flank. That's what he's watching for. Mejores might be posted on this angle. And actually the check comes in. That's brutal. That's brutal. Magic's back in the angle. There's no way they expect this. He might have both. He does indeed.
Oh, we continue to go. Magix again. Couldn't find the clutch in the previous round, but this time steps up 1 versus 2. I thought potentially it was done, but just final. It continues to deliver. We are getting entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, are you not impressed? Are you not entertained? What a game. Patsy wants control. Was slower from Saw.
Slower indeed, and there's so many limitations now for Spirit. They sacrifice some things to have this utility, but Wonderful already dropped. After one of the big guns gone, no one's looking, but they still get the kill. Patsy unable to capitalize, and now things start to look dire. Chopper's just got a UMP into this angle, and there's so much time on the clock for Saw. They can play with this. They can toy with this. The health is low, though. The UMP might as well be a rifle. It finds Jerks or Mejores. In the meantime, Justice just made his way up onto B, so they don't have to go for this. The bomb could actually slip back, and that's exactly what's happening. Story's backing away. He knows he's got the site. He knows he's got it for free. Oh, a little bit of a spot before that smoke blooms. Roman needs to stay alive here to keep the threat of the ramp alive. That's exactly what he's doing. The site is theirs. The site is free and clear. The bomb's going to go down towards B, and there's nothing Spirit can do about this. And now, at this point, they have a decision to make. Because, frankly, you might want to play for the save and try and play for overtime. the money, it's gone. It's a desperate situation. Gonna try and clear in towards mid. How deep does Siren take this? Because Jerks wants to put the hammer on the end. Siren, does he clear out the corner? Oh, he thought he did. He thought he did. The footsteps, though, that's going to lure Jerks out. And now this could be it. This could be it. The one kill found. He just wants to confirm it. Doesn't want to try and take more. Takes what's given and no more. Magix and Chopper have to try and slip away. Saw, fine. Map point. Series point. Challenger League point.
One mistake there as well. All they didn't do was they just didn't check how deep the corner actually was. Fine margins, and that's been the story of this entire series. This map specifically to fine margins and rookie mistakes being oh so costly. And that kill onto
one more round. One more round. Overtime, or is it all over here and now? Saw with the weight of expectation on their shoulders. Slowing it down in the A-ramp take here. Bleeding out that early utility from Spirit. They've been so effective at these kills once they find the space. And Siren might want to take the initiative going down the ladder. Is he going down the ladder? He's going to not do it. Consider the possibility. It's still definitely a threat later in towards the round. We haven't seen this. It is being watched for the moment by Mejores. But timing always a question. Once that contact actually comes in towards ramp. Once the distraction comes through. Siren could be huge. Said it's Patsy on the ramp who's going to take contact. Wants to get aggressive around this smoke. Bullets around him. Putting him on notice. Once this fades, there's so many crosshairs on the other side. And they know he could just be here, but he hears the footsteps, and that's too tempting. A player out. A kill found. Patsy out in the open. He takes a second. Looking for a third. He just knows he's got the player stuck, and he needs that kill. And he's got it as well. But in all that chaos, now's where Siren slips down on the flank. He's got this angle. If they rotate through, Story better be checking it. Better be aware with the AWP. And, well, they're not going to come back around. So that's going to leave this danger present till the late moments. Just coming back in. These footsteps heard. Siren's so very ready for this. Just not clearing. Knife out. That's disaster. And Spirit now with a 2v4 lead. With the angle held by Wonderful. Information now gained. All the time in their favor as well. It's over. We're going to overtime. This throw right of a series couldn't end in regulation. It wouldn't be fitting. So now for Spirit, can they bring us one more map? Can they bring us the full distance of this series and take it to Ancient? Or will Saw again regain the chance to close? It's this T side that's propelled them forward this time. Spirit have all the economy, all the weapons, the off, zero concern in that regard. Now it's time for Spirit to deliver.
What an impressive game. I mean, so deserving of a final as well. Overtime, what potentially could be the final map as well. T-side for Sora has been their strength. What a way for them to clamber their way back into it. Both sides favorable on towards their T, but struggling on the CT. And that even makes the question, whoever has the better CT, will that be enough for them to win it out? Well, none of us start for Seeing Spirit.
No, not at all. Magic says the B anchor, he finds his. Finds that gap. They want to bring this kill back over. Mejores just walking his way up, but that's just going to set up Magix for another. Timing on it, playing it perfectly, offsetting the angles, and into the smoke he goes, knowing that he might just be given up for dead. The Molotov takes him, but he somehow slips away alive. Nonetheless, is his full take on towards B. Jerks tagged. Flashes to try and get him around. He's not finding much here. See with the lineup, the flank on, and they're good. All good for Spirit to take the first round and start off overtime strong.
Needed on that CT side as well. It was inconsistent factor to find victory and through them. Slightly limited, not able to play their playstyle, set the tempo as they usually do so well towards the T side, but swinging out towards mid. Jerks does what Jerks does best. What a swing. Siren, goodbye. He's been one of the most impactful fraggers, limited to nothing in towards round number 2 of OT1.
Wonderful. Bringing back the numbers here, but Patsy's down for the count, and that in towards mid. That could be a big loss. Magix is here. Does Mejores try and test it? He does indeed, and Magix, once again, going to be so very clean for this team. It's up to Chopper now. A flashbang is deadly. It's so good the trade is back, but Jerks might just get the plant now. Magic's under pressure. Molotov sectioning off wonderfully. Can't come in to support his teammate. The utility is so punishing, so punitive. Jerks has to be careful not to cross those angles too many times. And heck of a find through the smoke. Roman anticipating positioning. Wonderful now. Solo Dolo Molotov to force them back, and Jerks certainly can't cast those flames. Roman close up. The no scope hits, but it's all about timing. It's all about this first bullet. Wonderful going to the rifle, knowing Jerks is low. Does he anticipate the tight spot? He's got to have an idea. He's got to have an idea, but it's a bit of a 50-50 clear. He knows that's vacant, but Jerks offsets the angle just enough to bring through a much-needed round.
My God, that's close as well. I mean, Jerks, such an aggro post plant for a player on such low HP. Really gonna work against him. He had 7 points to wield, but the final Mar just makes it. Time Mar, they will take an advantage in their courts. 19, the magic number we're looking for. Roman finds the entry, wonderful ball.
Up the scaffolding they go. Now with this advantage, Chopper wants to take back some space. Span though not good in his life, not secure. Pressure on for Patsy. He knows he's overwhelmed. Too many directions to look. Too much utility to dodge. He's down for the count. This one's looking like it's all saw all day. 5 alive. And the bomb with all the time in the world to cross for a plant. Siren even taking damage. Molotov's pressuring Magic. Slow. There's nothing working out here for Spirit. They'll try. They have to. They must. But how do you possibly bring this back? Well, Magic's start to try and isolate out these angles. He spotted the Opera, somehow not seen in turn, but Story limps away from that one. And now as the reload comes in, he loses his comrade all onto Magic's time running out. Opportunities fast slipping by. Well, there is a lot of damage onto his opponents, but there's just too many to find. There's just too many to find, and this A1S does not have the reach he needs. Desperation here, and he knows it. A round already out of grasp. One more kill, all he seeks, and that will not be allowed.
Oh, 17-16. Slight lead for Saw after going towards that CT side. It wasn't their strength point, so they're trying to be too proactive in map control, not trying to take too many early fights.
Speaking of not taking early fights, I mean, look at this positioning from Spirit there. Maybe anticipating the aggression, right? Anticipating the attempt at the knockout blow. You can see Magix is holding way far back to see if they get down to the B steps. But it's not to be. So instead, Spirit will start to try and take some space towards A. They're being given it fairly handily. And actually, the third rotator, Mutiras is so far over at this point. Story posted in towards mid. This could be major pressure for the defenders. Jerks knows he's on a bit of an island. They know his position. They're raining in utility, and somehow he has passed his way out of that. Honestly, impressive for Jerks. He wants to dive back into the fray, but he's got comrades close in hand. Man disadvantage, though. Not a ton of utility to sail back through. They've got smokes for the retake, but no HEs right now to deny the bomb plant. Early, they want to go right in. The flash is good, but it's 1-for-1 trade, and Chopper does one better. This might just turn into the stick. Indeed, it's going to just wanting to get it diffused right under their nose. Do they realize he's on the bomb? No, he's got it! Series point found, and it is stolen.
Not entity at times, but my God, he steps up when he needs to. Who cares about the kills? It's the round that finds the form. 18-16, they've got a buffer to work with. And for Spirit, it needs to be flawless from here on out, but they are starting to dwindle, and confidence is on the edge. This pressure is looming on their shoulders. And for these youngsters who play well above their years, this could be their last few steps.
Could be. Could be. Might be indeed. Wonderful, trying to find that opener, trying to find something to give his team to cling to. A life raft, a flow, a table, a door. But much like Jack, it seems like it might just be slipping away. That's a nice kill, though. The heat brought back. Life brought back into their arms. With an open. Jerks. The gun model blocks it. The gun model blocks it. Patsy gets away with it. Roman at least bringing that back, but he's trying to find a rifle and fumbling with it. And meanwhile, a man advantage is going to take Spirit through in towards mid. Mejores, the next big task, is holding on to this mid control. He's been so good for it, and he falls off the angle. Shifting in towards B instead. His teammates coming in to reinforce it. Maybe just the right time, but Story doesn't realize what's happened until too late. Now it's all about Mejores, and the flashbang is so good. How does he still get this kill? Magics must have been blinded, but it just delays for a moment.
I was into the ready position for Spirit. A great previous round. But it's here and now. An MP9 is all that Mejores can wield. In these sort of high impact rounds, a lot on the line. That's not the best, but Jerks open things up. He continues to find form and to impress.
I was wondering about that. Jerks actually bought the MP9, swapped it with Mejores, and there's why. You see the captain putting his faith in the young gun, knowing that he can go forth and get that opener. And he delivers. He rewards that trust. Now, Story pushing further in towards mid is going to get this information. That's going to give them comfort, but Jerks, he wants to stick around. And Roman's the one who gets the pick. Jerks another. They're taking command here. The aggression paying off. It's been the hallmark of this team through the series. Taking those fights, not being afraid. Always somehow coming out on top in the openers. And now, for Spirit, Siren and Magics are against the world. A 2v4 that needs to be brought back, but there's no one else I would want in a clutch than the Magician. He has been so good at bringing these rounds through, at making something happen when it seems like he has nothing. And this time, he has Siren to play off of. Two heaviest hitters for Spirit on this map. I want to creep in towards A. 35 seconds. They're not hiding this. They're not disguising it. They're committing in. And Mejores, right on the angle. He's deleted, but Magix has lost it all on the Siren. A 1v2, 28 seconds. No time to spare. Story posted. And just coming in to support. The pixel angle, that's the spot. Now they know 20 seconds. Siren trying to force the issue. The flashbang doesn't catch, but he's just out of time. He's out of opportunities. He's running out of clock, and they know he's going to have to commit one way or another. The op's going to be able to go on high. They don't bait. They don't catch. They know he's out, and the kills will come.